Hey guys, I'm Vanessa Salmon. I live up in Haines, Alaska, and have worked with people for the last 15 years. I've worked in a home for pregnant women who are alone between the ages of 14 and 20 for a year. Serious, complex, acute trauma histories there. The last 3 years I've spent working for the Alaska Alternative School Coalition, working to improve prevention strategies for mental health in Alaska's at-risk youth. I've been looking for a program like this for the last couple years and have not found what I was looking for, and definitely feel very confident that I found it in this, so I'm very excited. And excited to see you guys and meet you as well. So getting into the readings, SAMHSA I'm semi-familiar with. I work under their strategic prevention framework right now. And I love SAMHSA because it always feels kind of so crisp and so fresh. I love how they kind of parse out the major components of trauma-informed care. There's big focus on adaptability, big focus on resilience, community collaboration, huge focus on not re-traumatizing people who've been traumatized. And I happened to read the 618 course, Vivian Burr, before I came to these readings, and I'm really glad I did because I feel like that allowed me a kind of a frame to filter all of this through, and that constructionist frame definitely had me thinking in the back of my head the whole time about how, the SAMHSA reading definitely feels like it demonstrates where we are today and what's happening right now. Especially in terms of that sociocultural lens that we need to be aware of, and that was not part of this way of thinking, I think, 10, 15 years ago. So, and then the Herman reading, wow, definitely feminist perspective there. A lot of focus on gender equality, and notably written 25 years ago. At that time, the U.S. was, we're just kind of fresh into and out of the Gulf War, I believe. And it was only 10 years prior that we had finally named PTSD. So I think those two readings reflected each other in interesting ways, in that the SAMHSA reading, there's this focus on adaptability, that we focus on the strengths, we focus on hope, we focus on healing, and we focus on the fact that people can adapt and move forward from traumatic events and heal really, really deep wounds. And I think this definitely kind of butts up against the Herman reading, in which, during most of our history, women who had experienced trauma were not allowed to adapt to that trauma, which is why they saw hysterical behavior. Same with the war neurosis. There's this shell shock. There are these, people are stuck in fight or flight and have serious nervous system problems because they are not allowed to adapt or shift their environments in ways that will allow them to move beyond that traumatic event. So that was very fascinating, and I'm, again, really glad I read the sociocultural piece before coming to these pieces, because I felt like it allowed me to really think about them in terms of where we were as a society 25 years ago versus today, what we were thinking about, and obviously these are only two of many, many readings we have to come. But yeah, so that's kind of what I thought about there. Let's see. And then the textbook. Oh, the textbook. So lots of crisis intervention stuff there, big models, theory application, assessments, and difficult for me to stick with a little bit. It felt a bit pathologized to me, a little clinical. And I think that would, that's the intent in some ways of those writers of that textbook. I'm running out of time here, but yeah, to allow us a manual to say, here's what, in crisis intervention strategy, here's what's happening. So I think that's, again, very contemporary, sort of avant-garde in the field of trauma. And so those are my thoughts on what we just read, and I look forward to watching you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.